I am dyslexic.
What were you just watching?
Hello. It's me.
We're on Beeting Dislexea, right here, right now.
Can't park bears.
Hello, welcome back to your favourite. Me.
I don't really know how to do the intro to this. Maybe I've kept it in. Maybe I've done it about 30 fucking times. Right. Who is this dyslexia test for? This test is suitable for adults who believe they may have symptoms of dyslexia, such as difficulties with reading, spelling and writing, definitely spelling, oftentimes writing. By taking this test, you'll be able to gain insight into how many traits of dyslexia you could be experiencing and where you may need support. In terms of my dyslexia, I used to be absolutely terrible with definitely spelling, definitely writing. I've gotten better with reading and writing. My spelling is still atrocious. Oh no, actually I've gotten better with it. Once I got into voice acting and sort of content creation, I started to get better at reading. And when I was doing script writing, I started to get better at writing. A little bit with spelling. I'm still atrocious at spelling though. And I may need support. Seeking a formal dyslexia diagnosis. I was formally diagnosed as a child with dyslexia. But will I pass a dyslexia test as a child? No, I'm an adult. Anyway, we're going to see if I can beat this dyslexia test. What is your name? Tony James, pal. Do you often struggle with reading words accurately? Example, sometimes using the wrong sounds in a word, choosing the wrong word. Yeah, sometimes. Do you find it challenging to decode or sound out unfamiliar words? Example, saying words the way they are written or writing words the way they sound. Yes, I do this. Do you have difficulty remembering sight words or common word patterns? This could be word retrieval failures. Sight words. What do you mean by sight words? Alright, I understand. Okay, so you just look at it and you understand what it is. Do you frequently mix up or reverse letters or numbers? Yes, letters. Do you struggle with spelling, even with common words? Oftentimes, yes. Do you find it difficult to read aloud fluently and smoothly? I used to do it a fuck ton. Obviously, I do it far less now. But I also, like right now, I'm trying to read these sentences correctly. Do you experience persistent difficulty with reading comprehension? You might get parts, but may have difficulty remembering a book's... Oh yeah, 100%. Jesus Christ, yeah. The amount of time I will read like a chapter of a book, I will not remember a single thing. Even just a page, oftentimes I'll forget. Do you often need to reread sentences or passages to understand them? Yeah, I was literally just saying that. Yeah. Do you have trouble organising thoughts and ideas in writing? Example, struggle to take brief messages. Struggle to take brief message stating the purpose of a call. I've got to read that again, hold on. Not really. Do you find it challenging to remember and accurately recall information read in books or articles? Example, using simpler sentences when writing than when speaking. I often do, but switched round. I'll just say yes. Do you have difficulty with time management or completing reading assignments within the given time frame? I mean, I used to not be amazing with time management. Now I'm, probably about average with it. Completing reading assignments. I don't actually remember ever having a specific, like, oh, you have to go read this assignment. We always just read in class, so it's not really applicable. Do you experience anxiety or frustration when faced with reading tasks? No, I do not. Do you avoid reading tasks or try to find ways to minimise reading requirements? Generally, no. See, that's the thing. It depends on what it is. I've had to read an article, research style stuff. I just I'm gonna find that fairly difficult. But if I'm reading a book that I'm actually interested in, then I'm not gonna find that difficult. I do have this thing. If I'm reading, it's like I'm stuttering, but with my thoughts. I don't know if that's a dyslexia thing or if that's just a stupid person thing, but it's literally like that. where I will just get stuck on the same thought and keep thinking that exact same thing. Or when I'm reading, I will stutter in my head. Based on your quiz score, it appears you show signs consistent with moderate dyslexia. Okay, thank you. Cool. Let's have another one. See, this is what I was kind of looking for. Right, okay. General characteristics. Appears bright, highly intelligent, and articulate, but unable to read, write, or spell at grade level. Is it? Hold on, is this a child's? This is a child's quiz, isn't it? Labelled lazy, dumb, careless, immature, not trying hard enough, or a behaviour problem. Absolutely. Well, I never really tested well orally or written. Debated, my IQ was up for debate, and I did not test well academically, so maybe I am just stupid across the board. Fucking hell, I'm just going to say somewhat. Right. Feels dumb, has poor self-esteem, hides or covers up weaknesses with ingenious compensatory strategies. When I was younger, I felt very dumb. Didn't have very good self-esteem. Ingenious, maybe a stretch. You know, I'll say absolutely. When I was younger, I definitely did that. Easily frustrated and emotional about school, reading or testing. I was easily frustrated about it, yes. Somewhat. You know what, I'll say absolutely. I was very easily frustrated as a child. Learns best through hands-on experience, demonstrations, experiments, experimentation, observation, and visual aids. Absolutely, yes. Thank you very much. Reading or writing shows repetitions, additions, transpositions, omissions, substitutions, and reversals in letters, numbers, and or words. Yes. Extremely keen-sighted and observant, yet lacks depth perception and peripheral vision. Maybe. Spells phonetically and or inconsistently. Somewhat. Writing and motor skills. Trouble with writing or copying. Pencil grip may be unusual. Oh yeah, when I was younger, I handwriting varies. Oh yeah. This is calling me out specifically. Yes, my handwriting, it's like, I'll write a word, half of it is just like block unconnected letters, and then some of it's cursive, and difficulties with fine and or gross motor skills and tasks. So I was considered to have dyspraxia as a kid as well, which is bad with hand-eye coordination. So I'll just say yes for that. Prone to motion sickness. As a kid, somewhat, yeah. May be somewhat or completely ambidextrous. My mum thought I was going to be as a kid, but then I only used my right hand. I've only used my right hand for most of my life, though. So I could not read the time on a clock until I was like fucking 18. It's like my brain just wouldn't allow it. Part of it was to do with, if I struggled with something, then I would just give up immediately. Shows dependence on finger counting and other tricks. Yes, somewhat. Memory and cognition. Excellent long-term memory for experiences, locations, or faces. Excellent long-term memory. No. I do not remember any of my childhood outside of things that have been stories that have been like repeated to me a bunch. Poor memory for sequences or information that has not been experienced. Yeah, somewhat. Extremely disorderly or compulsively orderly. I used to be, as a kid, I was very disorderly, and now I'm fairly tidy, I guess. Can be a class clown, a troublemaker, or too quiet. Somewhat, yeah. Oh, it did take me fucking ages to tie my shoes, actually, so I'll say somewhat. Unusually high or low tolerance for pain. I don't know what the pain tolerance for the average person is. Strong sense of justice, emotionally sensitive, strives for perfection. Not really. I mean, I have a sense of justice, but I'm not really emotionally sensitive, nor do I strive for perfection. Mistakes and symptoms increase dramatically with confusion, time pressure, emotional stress, or poor health. Well, is that not just everybody, though? It's like literally everybody, when they're confused, under pressure and stress, and poor health, will start to make more mistakes. Is that not just a human thing? The biggest problem areas seem to be general academic, memory and or cognition. Yes, this person may have moderate difficulties in these areas. Vision, reading and or spelling, listening and or speech, writing and or motor skills, math and or time management, behaviour, health, development and or personality. Alright, cool. Don't really know what that video was, but if you found it entertaining or informative or just a way to get to know me a little bit better, maybe that's what it is. He farted.